What we often forget, operating from the perspective of the third dimension, is that we are multidimensional beings. Not only are we flesh and bone and thinking beings, but there is a great deal more going on. So, when we set ourselves up to heal a pattern, such as an illness, emotional struggle, or anything else that can cause blocks in our lives, will help contribute to the illness. We are reminded that it all happens not only in the physical level, but also on the mental, emotional, and etheric levels as well. This means when we're looking at an illness, we need to treat the whole person on the level of mind, body, and spirit to complete the full healing experience. When we're examining the energy from the etheric perspective, we can see that our connection on the 4 levels of consciousness influences greatly on an individual, group, and collective, which can sway the mindset of how all healing takes place around the world. We are also reminded that as a majority of the collective consciousness, the popular opinion is to ignore illnesses, thinking it will go away. Therefore, we can live by excuse of being too busy to take the time to really find the root cause to heal. In fact, it isn't until we're forced by an illness creating the circumstances to have to really examine the root cause so that we interrupt our busy lives to retreat, to begin to restructure and actually take time to investigate what is really happening to us in a crisis of learning about how we progress in our own healing. Again, this structure has been set up by the majority of the collective thinking with the idea in mind that when we're moving through an illness, we would rather have someone else take care of it. Therefore, we're only treating the symptoms and not taking care of the main cause that created the illness in the first place. Now, as we move forward into the age of expansion, we understand more than ever just how important it is that each one of us actively participate in our own healing. If we are to make a difference in the collective mind, we must remember it will not change until we come to terms as a majority in thinking to seriously create the mindset of shifting the old paradigm on all levels to influence healing on an individual, group, and collective consciousness. The key here is remembering that as multidimensional beings, we are whole, which means that we must balance the whole person on all 3 levels of mind, body, and spirit. It is time to adjust our focus in thinking that healing is about only 1 or 2 of these aspects, such as the mind and body, but also comprehending that the third part of us being human is understanding that the anatomy of the spirit plays a very important part in balancing all 3 levels. We already know how the physical body works, as we know it is composed of cells, organs, muscles, blood, and tissue. Also, we know about our brain and our conscious thinking, which likes to drive our experience, but is often unaware of the connections with the unconscious, that it's communicating with other people's light language on an energy level. This helps us to create experiences in the 3D world that merge with other people's experiences. What is fascinating, as the physical and emotional triggers on a negative or positive nature can influence body chemistry, a negative trigger can move one into recreating a pattern or reliving a time loop while affecting the physical body or creating resistance, healing crisis, or illness. So when we're looking at spirit anatomy, which is the energy system of the human aura connected to all the energy centers in the physical body as one structure, creating the whole spirit anatomy. These energy centers and fields that everyone has are a broadcast of our mental, emotional, and etheric template of the human form that moves a thought into an existence and us into an experience on the physical plane. We also pick up on what we call an intuitive level of these broadcasts, either on a conscious or subconscious level, which also is again connected to all 4 levels of consciousness that we are a part of. Of course, everything is connected, so the dimensions naturally flow, coexisting with all levels of human consciousness, existing on different planes. But the reason I mention all of this is that when we're healing on many levels, and just like the human fingerprint, each person and how they relate to the spirit anatomy is unique to each individual. We also must remember that it took time for each of us to create an illness in our physical bodies, and it takes time to purge and heal what we've called in on an unconscious level into our lives through our experiences. The true miracle here is that no matter how complicated it all seems, when we look at the whole picture as a human being, we can and do learn how to change patterns to heal. And not only that, we can help lift and inspire others to do the same and heal as we're all connected. If you'd like to learn more, please join me, Anna Noyce, on a guided tour in how you connect to yourself, each other, and the universe with workshops and classes at lightlanguageuniversity.com.